All right, let's talk about one of the biggest shifts happening in news right now, how artificial intelligence is moving from being a hidden tool in the back rooms of the newsroom to being front and center on the homepage. I mean, what if you could actually talk to it? Imagine asking a really complex question and getting a straight, clear answer from a source that remembers literally everything it has ever published. Kind of sounds like science fiction, right? Well, it's not science fiction anymore. This is being built as we speak in newsrooms all around the world. So let's get into the story of how we got here, what it all means, and of course, where it's all going.
To really get where we're headed, we've got to go back to the beginning, to where AI first started its job in journalism, working quietly, completely behind the scenes.
For a long time, AI was something you, the audience, were never even meant to see. It was humming away in the background, totally focused on one thing, making the newsroom faster and more efficient.
So what was it actually doing back there? Well, think about stuff like suggesting different headline options, automatically tagging articles with keywords, or creating quick summaries for busy reporters. These were all super controlled, low-risk jobs designed to just speed things up. Safe bets that never, ever interacted with the public. But, the media world never stands still, and pretty soon, just being efficient on the inside, well, it just wasn't going to be enough.
And this led to a really critical question inside newsrooms everywhere. With what people expect from media changing so fast, could they really afford to keep their most powerful new technology locked away? And the answer, it turned out, was a loud and clear no.
This really gets to the heart of a massive shift. See, it used to be enough for a news organization to just give you the facts, but today, people expect way more. We want content that's actually useful, that helps us, that's tailored for us, and we want it delivered in the most convenient way possible. So this created a huge dilemma. At a time when trust in the news is already, let's be honest, pretty fragile, newsrooms had to figure out how to innovate with a technology that a lot of people still find kind of weird, maybe even a little scary. So how do you experiment without breaking that fragile, essential bond of trust with your audience?
Well, the answer to that puzzle started to take shape in a new kind of tool, one that pulled AI out of the shadows and put it right on stage, front and center, the conversational chatbot.
Okay, so how do these things actually work without just making things up? The secret sauce is a technology called Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG for short. Yeah, I know, it's a mouthful, but the concept is brilliant. Before the AI generates a single word of its answer, it first retrieves facts from a trusted source. In this case, the publisher's own archive of articles. Only then does it generate an answer based on those facts.
The best way to think about it is like this. The AI is given a perfect, super-powered memory of every single article the news organization has ever published. So when you ask it a question, it zips through that entire history in an instant to find the relevant facts before it even thinks about replying.
But wait, how does it know which facts are the right ones for your question? That's the second piece of the magic, semantic search. Unlike an old-school search bar that just looks for keywords, this technology understands the actual meaning and the intent behind your words.
So basically, it gets what you're really asking. This means you can just ask questions like you're talking to a person, and the AI can figure out the context and find exactly what you need, even if your wording isn't perfect.
And listen, this isn't just a theory. It is happening for real all over the world. You've got Al-Masry Al-Youm in Egypt using a chatbot to make their 3 million article archive searchable in Arabic. In Germany, Ruhr Nachrichten is using one to help people find local news stories more easily. They're all using the same core tech to solve a very specific problem for their audience.
Okay, so with all these newsrooms out there experimenting, what have we actually learned? What are the big takeaways? What does it take to get this right?
One lesson just stands out above all the others, and this quote just nails it. The projects that really worked weren't about using AI just because it's cool. They started with a real human need, like searching for an answer or just asking a question, and they used AI to make that experience way, way better. And from all this, a clear playbook is starting to emerge. Step 1. Start with a real problem your audience has, not with the technology. 2. Build it with everyone at the table. Journalists, developers, designers, all from day one. 3. Be totally transparent. Label it as AI, be clear about what it can and can't do. And finally, number 4, measure what actually matters, like whether people are successfully finding what they came for.
So, where does this all go from here?
Because this is about so much more than a new feature on a website. This could be a fundamental change in how we all interact with information itself.
This right here, this is the most important shift of all. The whole conversation inside newsrooms is flipping. It's moving away from what's a cool AI tool we could build and toward what is a real problem we can solve for our audience. And that simple change in focus, it makes all the difference. Because at the end of the day, the goal here isn't just to build a neat chatbot. It's about using this powerful technology to build deeper relationships with readers, to deliver real, tangible value to millions of people at once, and by doing that, help create a sustainable future for quality journalism itself.
And that leaves us with this final, really powerful idea to think about. What if we're moving from an era of just consuming news to an era where we can truly converse with it? A future where the news becomes less of a static, one-way report and more of a dynamic, knowledgeable guide that's ready to help us make sense of the world. That's the future these tools are just beginning to build.